What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we found out that the Mirror of Twilight has been shattered into several pieces. Then we did a couple of side quests, and eventually we ended up here at Telma's bar. We found out that one of Telma's associates is actually exploring a snowy mountain peak, and that sort of correlates as to where one of the mirror fragments might be according to the hints that the sages gave us. So in this episode, we are going to warp up to Zora's domain and find that girl named Ashy. That way we can talk to her, figure out what she knows, and then maybe we can start making our way to the first mirror fragment, considering there's a lot that we need to do before we can actually locate the first fragment, and I kind of want to do all of that in this episode, which is a very tall order, but you know what? I am up to the challenge, so let's not waste too much time and just get to it. So, first things first, let's transform into a human. Chances are later on in this episode we will be spending a lot of time in our wolf form, so we might as well enjoy our time in our human form and take a dive or just sort of like fall. Not really sure why Link didn't dive there, but whatever, doesn't matter. Now, the entrance to the next area is actually something that we've passed several times while exploring Zora's domain. It's this cave just right here. You can literally just walk through it and go to the next area. And as you're walking through, you can sort of see like the climate change from the tropical and warm Zora's domain to this cold, frigid, snow-covered mountain. And this is Snowpeak, kind of one of my least favorite areas in the game, just because I hate snowy areas, even though this place is kinda cool. Hey, you're Link, yeah? Depends who's asking. Are you Ashy? You might be, although you do look like kinda dead. I've heard great things about you. Telma looks out for me, so I stop by her bar pretty often. I'm Ashy. Anyway, what are you doing in a dangerous place like this? Ever since Zora's domain got covered in ice, this mountain's been much colder than usual, yeah? Not only that, but I heard a really weird story from the Zoras. Apparently, the beast that lives somewhere on this mountain has been seen frequently in Zora's domain. I was curious, so I came and waited, and as they said, a giant appeared. Yeah, it looked like this. And she gave us a sketch of the giant, and apparently it's holding a red fish, so that's kind of interesting. Not really sure what that could mean. Apparently, this thing has been stealing red fish from the village. I want to investigate further, but I can't even see the path through this blizzard, yeah? I'm sure you're here because you're curious about the mountain, but you'd best not go without a plan. Alright, so this is kind of complicated, but basically, we can't sort of explore Snowpeak because of the blizzard, so we need to get something that will basically guide us through the blizzard, even though we can't see. Now, the picture that she gave us depicts a red fish, and we kind of need to find one of those, but it's rare, and obviously the Zoras only know about it, and the best Zora to ask would be the prince that we saved a long time ago. So let's warp over to Kakariko Village, because that's where we brought him when he was sick, and he actually never left the village, so he's still there. So we can warp back here, locate him, and figure out what he knows about this red fish, and then perhaps use a red fish somehow to guide us through the blizzard. Like, this is honestly one of the more cryptic things, I think, in the game, especially on, like, the main storyline of things. So, it's kind of hard to figure out, I guess, if you don't already know what to do. I'm sure you could put the pieces together by talking to a few other NPCs or something like that, but it's much easier if I just like explain it that way to you guys. So hopefully you still have like an understanding of what's going on in the overarching story, and why we're coming back here and stuff like that. Like, that's the main thing. I want to make sure you guys understand the story's significance behind what we do, as well as what to do to actually complete the game. Otherwise, because if you only understand, like, one of those things, then you're really only getting half of the experience of the game. So I try to, like, do my best to meld those two elements together. Anyways, the Zora Prince is actually all the way back here at his mother and father's graves, sort of paying his respects. Is your name Link? My mother came to me in a dream. she showed me your image. She spoke of a youth who would save our domain and steer my fate, one named Link. I must thank you for all you've done. If there is anything I can ever do for you, please tell me. Please. Well, there is one thing, actually. Do you happen to know anything about what's depicted in this sketch? The Beastman of the Snowy Mountain, perhaps? But more important is the red fish it is holding. It must be a Reekfish. This is a rare specimen found only in the Zora village. It feeds on valuable types of coral, and without that bait, even our best fishers cannot catch one. Look closely, Link. My earring is made of this coral. I would like to give it to you. Alright, cool, and we got his coral earring, which we can actually use as bait for our fishing rod. Pretty sweet, now we can catch a Reekfish. I received it from my mother. But it is fine, I no longer need it. As I look at you, I get a sense of what my mother wanted, what I should be doing now. I will return to my village. The Reekfish can be found near the Mother and Child Rocks in the waterfall basin near my village. The fish are red, so I think you should be able to spot them. Alright, sweet. Good old Prince Zora, man, coming through for us. Alright, so now that we have his earring, well, guess what? We need to go back to Zora's domain, but of course we can't warp here since, you know, he would actually see us. So let's travel right back through this tunnel again. And once we get to the other side, there we go, we can talk to Midna and just warp directly to Zora's domain. So now we need to catch a Reekfish, and you'll see the reason why, you know, after we actually catch this thing. Like I said, it's a really weird, like, sort of cryptic puzzle what you actually need to do, but it does make sense, you know, once you actually complete it. So now that we're back here in Zora's domain, we need to locate Mother and Child Rock, which I believe is actually a reference to Mother and Child Isle from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, which makes me kind of happy because I always love seeing references to Wind Waker, you know, it being my favorite Zelda game and all, but it's pretty easy to find. Believe it or not, it is pretty much right back where we started. So again, let's just jump all the way down to the basin, and, well, guess what? Mother and Child Rock is directly in front of us. Like, as you can see, like, one rock is bigger than the other one. That's pretty much Mother and Child Rock. Bam. There you go. Puzzle solved, everybody. So, what we want to do is swim in this direction, and you can kind of already see a couple of red fish down below me. But, let's just head over to this ledge, and this is pretty much where you want to fish from. So, let's pull out a rod, and don't worry, the new sort of, like, lure is already equipped onto your fishing rod. So, let's just cast this bad boy, and, hope for the best. Can you stop pulling out your sword? I know, like, I'm swinging the rear rope, but it's not because I want to swing my sword. Alright. Let's hope this works. A couple of them seem to be swimming towards the bait already, so that is good. Maybe we can actually catch this quickly. That'd be nice. Although I am, like, pretty bad at fishing, so this might take me a couple attempts. Come on, fishy fishy. Bite the lure, you know you want to. I mean, I saw them. Oh, what? Ah, dang it. I thought we had it for a second. Like, I saw them swim down there, so I know they're, like, around the lure. Ooh, come on, just latch onto it, will you? Ah, dang it, dude. I might have to recast this. Oh, well, now I screwed it up for sure. Well, alright, let's try this one more time. A little too hasty there. I swear, like, sometimes I'm just, like, so impatient when it comes to fishing. So, like, if I see it even remotely close to the tip, like when it gets, like, all the way pulled down, I always just, like, yank it up too soon. Alright, come on, fishy fishy. Come on, I saw them swim towards it again. They're just, like, not biting it. Ooh, there we go, a little bit. Maybe there's, like, is there too much tension on the line, maybe? I don't know, I can't really tell. Like I said, I'm really bad at this fishing, so I apologize, guys, but alright, let's try and do this. Oh, there we go. Maybe there was too much tension on the line. That could have been it. Because, yeah, we just got a fish, and, well, it's pretty much guaranteed to be a Reekfish, so there we go. Not too bad. Alright, so now that we have this, let's instantly transform into a wolf, because, yeah, as you can tell, the Reekfish is emanating a scent, and if we sniff it, well, we can actually learn the scent and forget the pose scent. So, the picture of the giant that Ashley gave us was holding a Reekfish, and since the Reekfish does emit that specific scent, we can now follow it through the blizzard, and that'll sort of like guide us through the Snowpeak area and take us to where we need to go next. So, pretty cool. Like I said, kind of cryptic, but it does make sense, you know, after you actually complete the puzzle. Alright, so, Ashy is gone, we can just jump down here, and if we turn on our senses, there is the scent that we need to follow. Now, you do want to be careful in this upcoming area, so, I recommend leaving your senses off, and just, jumping across these little, like, icebergs, I guess, because if you do fall into the frozen lake, you will instantly get frozen and have to, like, redo this entire segment. Also, upcoming ahead, you're gonna notice that if you take off your senses, it'll be incredibly hard to see because of the blizzard. So I recommend just leaving them on, but if you do like deviate too much off the path of this, it'll actually reset you back to the beginning. So you really do just want to like sort of, and yeah, you can't really see anything when your senses are off, but yeah, you definitely want to stick to this trail. There is actually a Poe over here that we can collect, so I'm going to try and grab this Poe soul real quick, and gosh dang it, Link, you couldn't just like get that for me. Alright, let's try this one more time. And there we go. Thankfully, we can deviate, you know, slightly off the path to get a couple of Poe souls along the way. I believe there are 3 in total up the mountain, and then 1 more we can get. Let's actually head over to the right here. You will have to travel back up that hill in a second, but way off to the right, almost towards like the edge of this mountain, is actually another Poe that we can collect. So let's try and bring him back towards the center because he's right near a cliff and I do not want to risk falling off. But give me your soul, friend. Alright, sweet. Now that we got that, there's only 1 more Poe soul to collect, and that's sort of like near the top of the summit. So let's go back to where the scent actually is, and to find your way back, just locate like the side of the cliff and then follow it, and eventually it should bring you back to the scent. And now we can just climb up here, taking us further up the mountain. And this will bring us actually pretty close to the summit. And believe it or not, the last Poe is to the left here. So, yeah, right near this tree should be the last Poe. So come here, buddy. I just want to get your soul real quick. Alright, and give me, please. Thank you very much. Now, there's also one more thing that I want to do before we go to the summit. Let's dig down near this tree because this will bring us into a cavern with, again, a ton of enemies. Now, you don't get, like, a chest from this, but you get something very rare and very cool. So I do recommend coming down here, but make sure you do have an empty bottle as well since we're going to be collecting something. Alright, so now that all the ice keys are gone, let's actually take our bombs, because we need to blow up a rock, and again, like I said, we need an empty bottle, so let's get one of those as well. So this rock right here, we can actually blow up, so let's place a bomb down here, and let's get our empty bottle ready, because as soon as we blow up this rock, well, guess what, on the ceiling is a rare type of chew, so if we can actually, there we go, we gotta kill him, and let's quickly just scoop up his chew jelly, and there we go, we got some rare chew jelly. Now, I don't know how many of these are actually in the game. This is the only one that I actually know about, but rare chew jelly does the exact same thing as the Great Fairies tier, so it's very, very cool to have. So essentially we have 2 Great Fairies tier now, which is pretty awesome. I'm actually going to unequip that from B just because I don't want to like accidentally use that. Anyways, let's transform back into a wolf now. We can actually see slightly, you know, up the mountain now since we kind of are higher up. But that won't last for too long. So again, I'm just going to use my senses to sort of figure out where the scent actually is. It should be around here somewhere. Alright, there it is. I forgot that it actually went like upwards the mountain. And yeah, we're sort of back in an area where we can't really see again, which kind of stinks. But let's just keep following this scent and eventually we're gonna get to this area. Now, what you want to do here is actually kind of funny. Yeah, just like dash towards that ledge, and it actually causes the snow to fall down. And now we can just head up here and continue following this scent. We're pretty much at the top of the mountain now, and the scent is going to lead us over to this howling stone. So what do you say we activate this? Let's see, up, middle, down, up, middle, down. Alright, so that is kind of complicated. Let's see, up, middle, down, up, middle, down. Alright, there we go, we actually got it. Wow, I thought for a second I actually forgot something. Now, speaking of Wind Waker, I believe this tune is actually supposed to be the Ballad of Gale, so give it a listen, I guess. Let's do it one more time. It's a lot slower, but it's definitely the Ballad of Gales. Let teachings of old pass to you. Take sword in hand and find me. Alright, awesome. So we activated another golden wolf. We'll definitely have to learn ourselves a new hidden skill sometime later on. And yeah, he's over there, so we can find him pretty easily, I guess. But for now, let's turn back on our senses because, yep, we need to keep following this trail. We're actually almost done because, like, yeah, this is literally going to lead us into the side of the mountain, and we can just dig down here, and that's pretty much it. So, ta-da, we made it through, like, 99% of the Snowpeak trail. Like, there's just a little bit more that we need to do after we get through this, like, small cave section. So let's just climb this ladder. We're pretty much going to stay in our human form for the rest of the time anyways, since the little bit that we do still need to cover is like 10 feet right after we get out of this cave, and you really do not need your senses to actually see where you're going because you can actually just see it like straight through the blizzard anyways. Alright, so let's just head up here, and I'm actually going to use my hook shot because, yeah, there are some vines up here that I can just get onto, and now I don't have to climb, so that is perfect. Let's just open up this door, and now we are pretty much at the top of this mountain, and there is a mysterious dark figure over there, as well as a bunch of these, like, icy bats. I'm going to try and take out a couple of them while not moving too close because, yeah, if you get close, it's going to trigger these shadow beasts to appear. So now at least we do get a warp portal up here, but now we have to fight these Twilight beasts, and I kind of wanted to get rid of the ice keys first because, not really sure if you guys can tell, but the game slows down a lot at this point. I think it's just because of all, like, the fog from the snow, but yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Ooh, that actually worked out perfectly for us, though, because those guys all just died at once, so I will take it. And now we got a portal, and of course, after we defeat them, it causes, like, the blizzard effect to dissipate. So now we can see clearly, and right in front of us is some weird, like, shiny, giant monster thing. Let's approach him. What's up, dude? Oh, whoa-ho! I heard ruckus, and, just a human. I see humans not often. Why human come to snows? You on spiritual journey? You look for true self? Sure, man. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You look for a long time. That was joke. Yeti's joke too. You look for something else. Tell truth? Alright, fine. You look for mirror in such a faraway place. Ha ha ha, why you not say so before? But you make good climb, and you lucky to meet me. I found shiny mirror piece. Same mirror you look for, huh? You come to house and see yourself. I caught fish. I make you hot meal at least. My house far away. We slide there. Do like me. Come. Alright, what's this guy up to? Did he just, like, make a snowboard out of ice? Because I'm pretty sure that's just what he did. And there he goes. Well, who am I to argue with a Yeti? So let's just roll attack this tree and get ourselves a nice snowboard of our own, because we're about to do some extreme sports, guys. Let's just hop on this little ice thing and off we go. So yeah, we're literally snowboarding in a Zelda game right now. Like, I don't even know what to say about this. It's kind of crazy. I actually like this a lot. You do want to be a little bit careful going down this mountain though, because there are some areas where it can be a little treacherous. You can actually slow down by pulling back on the control stick, and you kind of want to over here because there's this little tiny jump that we need to make, and you jump by just tapping the A button, so you can cross those gaps fairly easily. There are a couple of shortcuts you can take, like, actually, alright, never mind, I totally messed that up, but yeah, if you jump, like, straight there, you can go across the tops of those trees, and also, coming up over here, if you, oh, actually, I just missed it, if you jump on that ledge, you can sort of, like, go, through the middle of this, like, gorge to my left, and that's a little bit quicker, and you might want to keep that in mind because later on there's a mini game where this sort of section actually is a race, and you kind of need to nail like all of these shortcuts in order to make sure you actually win that race. But for the most part, we are pretty much done. All we gotta do is go all the way down to the bottom where that house is, and at this point you can't really fall off anymore, so be a little bit careful going through these corners though, because yeah, steering this thing is kind of wonky. But there we go, we made it. Sweet. Now before we actually go up to his house, there's one more thing that I want to do. So let's actually transform into a wolf real quick and sort of go a little bit back up the mountain. Like, this rock formation to my right is actually what I want to go on top of, because believe it or not, there is a Poe up there that we can kill and collect his souls. So if we go around here, eventually there should be a way to get up here. Oh, there it is. Alright, sweet. So let's just head around here, make our way to the top, and there is that Poe I was talking about. So come over here, man. I just want your soul. There we go. And you are mine. Thank you very much. Alright, so now that we got that soul, we are pretty much done here. So let's jump down and make our way over to the Yeti's house. It's a pretty cool section of the game, honestly, but it does get slightly annoying, and you'll see why. But let's transform into human as well, since we don't want to approach him in our wolf form. Probably not a good idea. Anyways, there we go. Sup, Minda? Here? What's with this guy? He's got a nice place for a beast, man. He kinda does, I gotta say. Anyways, though, we'll explore his house in the next episode, so if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But, once again, guys, my name is Matt, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.